All right, so get this. You guys sent us this link to a thread on a motorcycle forum.
Motorcycle forum?
Yeah, about someone clogging their toilet with carrots.
Okay.
3 pounds of carrots. And you want to know what we can pull out of this whole saga?
With carrots, huh? Yeah.
Interesting.
Buckle up, because it turns out there's a lot more to this than meets the eye.
Oh, I bet. So online forums, I mean, they're like these little tiny societies, all these trends and behaviors.
Totally.
Let's dive in and see what this carrot caper can show us.
All right. So it starts with Pepper.
Okay.
She's an active member of this forum, and she finds herself with 3 pounds of old carrots.
Okay.
Decides the toilet's the best way to get rid of them.
All right.
Bold move. We've all been there, right? Where you're like, I can probably flush this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But 3 pounds of carrots, that's a whole other... situation. Yeah. It's like maybe she was a little too optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little naive about plumbing.
Yeah. A little bit of that out of sight, out of mind, I think.
For sure.
But as you can imagine, it doesn't go well.
Oh.
It clogs up big time. And she paints this really vivid picture on the forum of the water rising slowly, draining a couple carrots, bobbing back up at her.
Oh, my God. So she goes to a motorcycle forum for advice.
Yeah.
Not a plumber, not even like a friend. A motorcycle forum.
I know, it's kind of funny.
That's pretty funny.
But this is where it gets interesting, because this forum, while it's about motorcycles, it's obvious that it's a really tight community. They're always sharing writing tips, personal stories, all that stuff.
Okay.
So Pepper's plea for help, even though it's kind of ridiculous, doesn't go unnoticed.
I wonder if that's why she went there, because they already had this sense of community. Maybe that's what shaped the way they responded to her.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because the reactions are so fascinating.
Okay.
Some of them are really sweet and try to give her practical advice. Like, use a plunger or get a snake,
Yeah, good advice, but maybe not so helpful if you're the world's worst plunger.
She admits to being the world's worst plunger.
Oh, my God.
So that's where the humor comes in.
Okay.
Some people chime in with jokes like, just shove a rabbit down there and let it eat the carrots.
Oh, my gosh.
Or, this is Mother Nature getting back at you for all those uneaten veggies or something.
That's hilarious.
I know.
It's interesting, though, the type of humor, it's not.
Yeah.
It's lighthearted.
It's very absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of shows that everybody understands how ridiculous this is.
Yeah.
And they're all trying to, lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah, they're laughing with her.
Totally.
Right at her.
It creates this camaraderie, like, hey, we've all been there. We've all done something dumb. Let's just laugh about it together. It
shows how humor can just
totally
relieve tension and bring people closer, even in a situation where you'd think it's embarrassing,
For sure. For sure. And Pepper's totally in on it.
Oh, good.
She admits after trying with the plunger that she only got 4 pieces of carrot.
Oh, wow.
But she starts to get desperate. And that's where she makes a decision that really takes things up a notch.
What'd you do?
She reaches for the Drano.
Oh, the Drano.
Yeah.
Not really for toilets, is it?
No, it's not a good idea.
Very potent stuff,
Yeah.
Made for sinks, not for the porcelain throne.
Exactly. And the label even says, do not use this in toilets.
Right.
But Pepper, in her panic, she just throws caution to the wind.
Oh, boy.
It's like she's at that point where logic has just left.
Desperation.
Yeah, she'll try anything.
I get it, though. We've all been there when you're facing this huge problem.
Totally.
You're just grasping at straws.
Yeah.
Even if the bad idea.
Totally. It's like fight or flight.
Yeah.
But for plumbing.
Exactly. And you just know it's going to backfire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it funnier.
Totally.
You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. Despite all the jokes.
Yeah.
The forum members actually step up to help her.
Oh, wow. So they're actually trying to be helpful?
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
They give her detailed plunging techniques.
Okay.
They explain why Drano's a bad idea in the most hilarious ways possible. They even share links to videos and pictures of special tools.
Wow.
They're basically this virtual plumbing support group.
I love that.
With a lot of comedic relief.
It's a great mix. Practical and funny.
Yeah.
It's they get how serious it is, but they're still making light of it.
Right.
I wonder if that's more effective.
Totally.
Than just being serious.
Right. Maybe the humor is what helps them connect more.
Right.
And give more genuine support.
Yeah, because it kind of breaks the ice, you know?
For sure.
It's easier for her to ask for help and for them to give it without feeling judged.
Totally.
They're like, we've got your back even if we're laughing. Exactly. And this is just the beginning.
Oh, no.
This carrot caper stretches out over a whole week.
A whole week without a toilet?
I know.
So what happens next?
Well, she ends up having to use her sister's toilet,
Oh, no, that's gotta be awkward.
which just adds another layer of like, oh, this is really bad to the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the forum's with her every step of the way,
Okay.
giving her advice, encouragement, and of course, more jokes.
Of course.
They're totally invested in this carrot saga,
That's awesome.
just waiting to see how it ends.
I can't wait to find out, but I guess we'll have to wait for part 2 of this deep dive.
That's right.
So Pepper's stuck using her sister's toilet for a whole week.
I know, it's rough, right? But what's crazy is how this whole toilet thing becomes like a big inside joke for the whole forum.
Really?
You know, remember we were talking about how humor brings people together?
Yeah.
This is where it gets good. So a year later, when Pepper's birthday rolls around,
Uh-huh.
the forum doesn't forget about the carrot incident.
Oh.
They bring the thread back up, but not with like, sorry about your toilet messages.
Right.
They all post these hilarious happy birthday messages about the carrots.
Oh my gosh, so they made it a birthday tradition.
I know, it's like their own little inside joke.
It's like a roast, but a nice one.
Yeah, totally.
It's so cool that this plumbing nightmare brought them all closer.
Yeah, exactly. It shows how going through something together, even something bad,
Mm-hmm.
can really make people bond.
Definitely, like they have this shared memory now.
Totally. And it gets even better. Every time someone new joins the forum,
Yeah.
guess what they get shown?
The carrot thread.
Yeah, it's like their initiation, their welcome to the group.
Oh, that's great.
Like they're saying, hey, this is how we do things here. We laugh together, we help each other out, and we never let a good carrot claw go to waste.
That's amazing. They turn this embarrassing thing into something that represents what their community is all about.
I know, it shows how people can find meaning and connect in the weirdest ways.
For sure. And it's a good reminder that sometimes the best stories aren't about like crazy adventures or big accomplishments.
Yeah.
They're about everyday struggles and how we help each other through them.
And that brings us to how Pepper finally fixed her toilet.
Okay.
So after a whole week of plunging and with all the advice and support from the forum,
Yeah.
she finally gets those carrots out.
Plunger worked.
She didn't need a plumber or anything crazy.
Good for her.
All she needed was to not give up and a little help from her online friends.
That's great. But it doesn't stop there, right?
Nope. Years later, people are still finding this thread,
Really?
laughing at the story, and just being amazed by how the community came together.
So it's become like an internet legend?
Pretty much. It's a story that gets passed around, showing that even online,
Yeah.
real connection and support can exist.
That's a good point. It makes you think about what makes this story so special.
Totally. Like, why did this one go viral when so many others just disappear?
Out of all the stories online, why this one?
Right. And I think that's what makes this whole deep dive so interesting.
I think so too. What do you think it is?
I think it's because underneath all the craziness of the situation,
Yeah.
there's real human emotion. You see Pepper being vulnerable and willing to ask for help, even though it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, that's what makes her so relatable. You want to root for her.
Exactly. And then there's how the community reacts.
Mm-hmm.
They could have made fun of her,
Mm-hmm.
but instead they laugh with her and offer support.
Yeah.
That's what makes it such a good story.
It's that mix of humor and compassion that makes it stand out.
Exactly. And it shows how powerful kindness can be,
Yeah.
even when you're being silly about it.
And let's not forget how unexpected it is. I mean,
Right.
who expects a story about a toilet clogged with carrots to be so heartwarming?
Seriously. It's the ridiculousness of it that makes you want to read it,
Hmm.
but then it's the message about connecting with people that makes it stick with you.
It's like finding a hidden treasure, a reminder that even online
Yeah.
real connections can happen.
Totally.
Yeah.
And those connections, even though they start online, can make a big difference in our lives.
I agree. They can make you feel like you belong and like you have support.
Right. Sometimes all you need is someone to listen, someone to laugh with,
Mm-hmm.
someone to help, even if it's about something as silly as carrots in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you think about all the other stories online, right?
Yeah.
Just waiting to be found stories about people struggling
Mm-hmm.
or being kind to each other.
Exactly. And how we all connect in the end.
It reminds me that online spaces aren't just about
Right.
memes and fighting,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, there are real communities there.
Yeah.
People are making friends and supporting each other.
And sometimes it's the silliest stories that really get to you.
Right.
like Pepper and the Carrot
I
Toy.
know, it's not like some amazing heroic story or scientific breakthrough.
But that's why it's so good, right?
Yeah,
It's relatable, it's funny, it's about something we all need,
totally.
connecting with other people.
It shows that everyone makes mistakes. We all have times when we need help.
And sometimes you just need a laugh, and people who'll accept you, even with your weird problem.
Exactly, carrots and all.
That's the real lesson from Pepper's story.
I think so. It reminds us to look deeper to find the funny side of things.
Yeah.
And to be grateful for the people we connect with, no matter how weird it happens.
So the next time you're online, scrolling through a forum or whatever, remember Pepper and those carrots?
Yeah.
Look for those little moments of connection, those times when people are kind or make you laugh.
You might be surprised by what you find.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll even share a story of your own.
Totally.
One that could make someone smile or start a conversation or even a friendship.
Because sometimes being a little vulnerable and laughing together and being willing to help is all it takes to create something really special.
Well said. It looks like we've reached the end of our deep dive into the carrot caper.
We started with one question.
Yeah, and we end up learning so much about community and resilience.
And all the unexpected ways we connect with each other.
Especially online.
It's been so fun to talk about this.
I agree. Lots of laughs.
Yeah, and I think we all appreciate those connections a little more now.
Until next time, may your toilets be clog-free, your laughter be loud, and your connections be real.
And everyone, please keep those carrots out of the plumbing.